So can I get you another one? Oh, hey everyone, come on in. Welcome to Geek Trunk's Cantina. In today's video, we're going to check out the brand new vintage collection Momaw Nadon, better known as Hammerhead. We're going to compare him to a few other Hammerheads in my collection. We'll also check out all the articulation and make sure he can actually sit in one of these seats. And you see that Hammerhead over there? That one's actually going to get booted out of this bar, and we're going to replace it with a new one.
It gets on my nerves.
Yeah, I agree with you. So anyways, pull up a seat, grab a drink, and let's do this!
These are toys. These are little men. He's Hammerhead.
Yes, here he is, finally. Everyone's most wanted, most anticipated figure in the vintage collection. Here we have Hammerhead. All right, maybe not everyone's most wanted figure, at least mine, and I know Rick from Left Coast Graphics definitely loves this toy. This was my favorite toy growing up from the Star Wars line. I love Hammerhead. I loved all the veins in his arms and just the Hammerhead. He's a great looking toy, and I'm excited about this one. This one looks great. Now, as far as the packaging, I definitely understand what people are saying. I'm saying it myself. I think it definitely should have not have been a deluxe card back. It should have been a regular card back. But luckily for me, the way I display all my vintage collection figures on the wall, there's actually a spot right over there where Boba Fett is. Hammerhead fits perfectly right there. So for me, it works out. But hopefully for you, you can find a good spot to display them. All right, enough rambling on. Let's check out the figure and all the accessories. And here we have the staff, and staff looks pretty good. Am I going to display him with it? Probably not. Here's an awesome blaster. This is a throwback from the Power of the Force line. Looks great. Am I going to display him with it? Probably not. Here's another great blaster. Am I going to display him with it? Probably not. Here we go. Now we have an extra hand. Now this hand will hold a cup. Am I going to display him with it? Definitely. And here's the cup. He's definitely going to be holding a cup because that's what I'm saying. Hammerhead belongs in the bar just holding a cup sitting down. Is my Hammerhead going to be running around the cantina shooting up the place? He better not be. At least in my collection, he better not be. But for you, if you wanted to display him with the guns and stuff like that, that's fine. That's great. But for me, he's just going to be chill, sitting in the corner with his buddies and drinking a cold brew, whatever he's drinking. All right, enough rambling on. Let's check out the articulation. And look at that. His head's on a ball joint. That is fantastic. Definitely get some great expression there. His arm moves up about that high, all the way up, right? He has elbow bend, which is good. Bends like about that much, not too bad. He has wrist articulation, and check this out. This wrist, you can get that limp wrist down if you wanted to. He can definitely get some dance moves on the dance floor with that wrist. He has left and right on the other hand, so I think that's more or less for holding the staff. Yeah, I would assume for holding the staff like that. So he does have, I think, is that a ball joint around the waist? He has a decent split. He has a thigh cut there. Look at that thigh swivel there. He has a great knee bend, and his ankles are amazing. Look at that. You can definitely get some great movement, and he can definitely get in some awesome poses. All right, enough with the posing here. Let's put some weapons and accessories in his hand. And here we have the staff. Now, to put the staff in, you can just move the fingers out of the way, and they're pretty flexible, so that's really good. And it fits in there perfect, and yeah, he looks decent with the staff. And the staff is from the Saga collection. I guess that's like a throwback to the Saga collection, because I don't think he had one in the movie, right? Did he have a staff in the movie? Maybe comic books he had a staff. But for me, I'm not going to display him with the staff. I do appreciate it, but I'm definitely not going to use it. He's going to be holding a cup. That's pretty much it. So give me all the cups, Hasbro. And you know what, the Cantina, we're definitely getting a lot of cups. His head does come off really easy. So if you wanted to remove the scarf, you can. I'm going to call that the Boy Scout scarf because it looks like a Boy Scout scarf when he's wearing it, right? It doesn't look too bad without it. I'm not going to display them this way, but that's an option. If you wanted to have multiple, you can maybe customize it. I don't think you can take the waist off to remove the belt, but that's what he looks like without the scarf. So if you wanted, again, you want to have multiple hammerheads, you could. But I'm going to put that back on, and it pops right back in nice and easy and looks great with it. But now for the best accessory here we have the cup. Cup actually looks really good. We got a blue and white, so that is pretty decent. I think is that half full or half empty? You be the judge. Let's take out the staff. We're going to put the trigger finger hand on, and it is a trigger finger, so that is pretty cool. And again, the fingers are pretty flexible, so you can move the pistol or the blaster around just right and put his finger through the trigger hole, and yeah, it actually looks really good. That weapon looks fantastic. I'm not going to display him with it, but I think he looks good because Hammerhead's, he's not violent. He's a pretty mellow character. At least in my world he is. But here is the Power of the Force blaster, which is pretty cool, I have to admit. And this is how he holds it. Now, finally we have a figure that can use both hands to hold this weapon. Because the original figure, you can just pretty much use one hand and that was it. But I think this is how we would hold it, right? And if you wanted to have like an army of Hammerhead with this blaster, that would be pretty cool. Look at that pose. I mean, the articulation and the posing you can get this guy in, that's really good. I am pretty impressed with this so far. Let's have a running slide pose. There we go. Rock and roll pose. He needs a guitar, right? You know, here we have, this is kind of like, he's got his hand calling on the troops. Come on, follow me. He's got his blaster in his hand. Either that, you could have him jamming out with a guitar right there, like he's going to strum. I don't know, would Hammerhead be in a band? What would the band be called? The Hammerheads, right? Here he is meditating. Because Hammerheads, you know, they're pretty chill and they have to meditate. But what about, like, in the summertime? He wants to jump in the pool and he wants to do a cannonball. He can do it. Look at that. Cannonball Hammerhead. That is fantastic. This guy, I mean, for the size of him, he can get in some great poses. Look at, I think this pose right here, he might have had one too many drinks. So he's going to hold on to the staff to keep himself up from falling over. And he's got his half drank beverage there. Wow, that looks fantastic. And here he is posing for the ladies. All right, let's compare him to the original Hammerhead. And here's the Power of the Force 2 line and the Saga collection. So yeah, I think they look great. Now, I remember when the Power of the Force figure came out, this one right here, I thought he was a little too thick. My Hammerhead is real lean and veiny. This is my Hammerhead. I love this one. This guy is great. So Hammerhead for me has always been lean and not like thick. This one's a little bit thick. His legs are thick. His body's a little thick. So I'm really happy with the new TVC version because this guy is like my Hammerhead that I grew up with. He's tall, lean. I don't think he's as veiny as the original, but he looks great. So having the Saga collection with the vintage collection, this is fantastic because they look totally different. And they're going to display great. I might have the Saga collection outside the Cantina walking around. And this TVC version will definitely be in the new HasLab Cantina set. I guess if you wanted to, you could probably put the vintage one out there too. Saga collection, yeah, I guess you could have them all. What I love about this is they all look totally different, right? What's your favorite? Yeah, probably right. The vintage. No, the vintage collection is my new favorite figure. He might be better than the original. I can't believe I just said that. But here's a comparison to the Power of the Force blasters. And there you go, a final look at all 4 Hammerheads together, and I think they look fantastic. All right, back at the Cantina. Let's see if Hammerhead can actually fit in this chair. See if he can sit properly. So Hammerhead, drum roll please. Wow, he fits and sits perfectly in that chair. Bravo, Hasbro, you did such a fantastic job with this Hammerhead figure. He is by far my favorite character in the Cantina.
What did he say?
Sorry guys, but he is my favorite character in the Cantina. Absolutely love this toy as a kid and as an adult. So bravo, Hasbro, you did a fantastic job. He looks, feels, and articulates perfect. I couldn't ask for a better, well, I guess if the card, we all know about the card, but if the card was a little bit smaller, I think it would be perfect. But overall, I'm absolutely over the moon with this Hammerhead, and he's going to look great in the Cantina. The HasLab Cantina, can't wait for that to come out. But yeah, great job. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. Remember, we are all Geek Strong. Take care, everyone. Awesome.
And don't forget to tip the bartender on the way out.
Hammerhead.